Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of the Mod Squad with your host Lisa. Today we are going to talk about a position we use a lot in yoga. It's a position we also use maybe in your regular workouts. Today we're going to be talking about plank. It kind of feels like a full body one. You can work your arms and your shoulders, you get some ab workout, you get a little bit of a leg workout. So we're going to kind of go over starting with our positioning for plank, some options if maybe a traditional plank isn't quite up to your speed yet. So we're going to get started with our proper positioning, starting with our hands. So we want to keep the weight in our thumb and our index finger kind of pushing through the kind of fleshy part of our hands. We're going to place our hands into the mat, kind of spreading those fingers nice and wide. I always like to start with my eyes kind of looking to the very top of my mat because we want to think about a nice straight line as we're going down. So hands spread nice and wide. We're going to think about pushing into the mat. That'll open up the back of our shoulder blades here, kind of help keep our shoulders down and away from our ears. So we got that all positioned. We want to think about stacking the joints here. So we want our shoulder over the elbow, over the wrist. So we have a nice long line. Then we're just going to take the feet to the back edge of the mat. And we just want a nice long line from going from the top of our head all the way down through our heels. So we don't want to take that gaze up because that's going to hurt the neck. We also don't want to tuck the chin. We want to keep a nice neutral neck. We also don't want to let the hips go up too high because that's going to put undue pressure on our shoulders. We also don't want the hips to drop because that's going to put some pressure on the low back. So we want to keep it nice and tight. Think about pulling the belly button back towards our spine, squeezing those legs together, squeezing those ankles together, pushing away through our shoulders, and there we go. Now, if this is too much maybe on the wrists, you can just make a fist with the hand here. Come on top of those knuckles. And again, we have our nice line of plank here. Maybe that's not quite so great. We're going to come down to the forearm. So again, we want to keep the shoulder over the elbow, fingers up towards the top, and then finding that nice line. Again, don't let our hips come up. You want to come down to the mat, just a nice long line. And our third option is going to be just our nice continued plank positioning, but maybe bringing it down to the knees. So again, keeping everything nice and stacked, nice tight core, squeezing everything together. But again, we're just kind of moving ourselves, and maybe just kind of practice bringing the knees up off the mat, maybe 10, 20 seconds at a time until you can kind of make it into a longer plank session. So there you have it. Just some basics for our plank positioning. It'll help us as we go through our vinyasa flows because that's always the starting position as we flow through our up dog and down dog. It's always our starting position for push-ups out in our regular workout and as a nice transition as we maybe are working up into headstands. So I'd like to thank you for joining me today. Again, if you've got any tips, any questions, any comments, stuff that you want to see here on the Mod Squad, hit me up at themodsquadsf@gmail.com, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.